Hey, what's up, bitches? This is Bombshell Rae, and welcome to the Titus podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Harrys.com. Go to Harrys.com, use promo code Titus, and get $5 off of your first order. Also, today's episode is brought to you by Casper. Go to Casper.com/Titus and use promo code Titus to get $50 towards any mattress purchase. And now, here with the Armageddon update, Christopher Titus.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And today I want to talk about punk-ass teenagers who think they can do what they want and no one can tell them different. Basically, the new version of me when I was a punk-ass teenager who thought he could do what he wanted and no one could tell him different. Yes, I was an a-hole, and I still have a healthy degree of it in me. See, being a douche, a punk, a delinquent, it never really leaves you. It's like riding a bike. Once you're an asshole, you really never forget how. And you can ask the people at numerous companies whose service sucks ass. I'm looking at you, AT&T Blue Shield of California. Yeah, people at these companies will gladly back up my Olympic level of being a dick. And I'm better now. Well, I think. So when I saw the school officer in that classroom down south, whatever horrible nightmare state it was in, walking into that room and flipping that girl out of her desk, then Cirque du Soleil her smart alecky butt across the classroom, I thought, oh, have I been there? Except my father was doing the flipping. Then I thought, that kid was out of control and needed to be dealt with. Her parents also needed their asses backflipped across English 101. This is the reason America is being drugged down by 16-year-old girls with cell phones. It's their fault. And as always, when I write the update, I do a minimum amount of research. I do just enough to not get sued. And when I thought was a teenager sassing her teachers, and then a cop, and then getting what she deserved, was really a 16-year-old girl whose father had recently died and is now in foster care because her mother is as good of a parent as my mother was. I realized that I hadn't cured all the asshole that is in me now, you know? So now you got this kid who has a dead parent who's also in foster care, which is so refreshing to the psyche. Boy, living with people the government is paying just to make sure you don't die, oh my God. It's like staying in a 5-star hotel. Ah, foster care. Try it. So you got a kid who has just lost everything, and maybe going full WWE on her isn't the right thing. You know, maybe, just maybe, although they look like adults and talk like an adult, the 16-year-old is still a kid and needs a break. Now, don't misunderstand. Look, I believe if a 16-year-old pulls a gun, shoot it. If a 16-year-old rapes your daughter, send it to prison for a little payback. Hell, if a 5-year-old won't stop screaming in a restaurant, you should shove its face into its oatmeal and hold it there until he learns. But only if you're a loving parent. But if you're a 16-year-old girl who just lost her dad, is living in foster care, and just won't put her cell phone away because it may be the only thing she has to hold on to, maybe giving her a street beat down isn't the right thing. Maybe you need to take a deep breath, access your humanity, and then use your taser. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hello, everybody. Christopher Titus Podcast with me, as always, to the right, the lovely, part American Indian, part sexy, Bombshell Rae.
What's up, people?
And sitting behind her, part Canadian, part American, and all lumberjack, but a tiny lumberjack, and part Hufflepuff. Ladies and gentlemen, Fetus.
Hey!
There you go. That was nice.
Are you part Canadian?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, just where he lives, I think he was raised.
There's a lot
right
of inbreeding.
A lot of inbreeding. A lot of bears coming over, raping people. That's why he's so fuzzy.
Intrastate
He's
breeding.
very furry. He's a furry man.
He is very furry.
He's quite furry.
He's all lumberjack. And
right?
Hufflepuff.
And Hufflepuff.
You could have left out
He's like,
all those other
things. He's like a Hufflepuff lumberjack. They're good finders. Found another tree. A lot of people can't see the tree through the forest, but I can see the forest for the trees.
Oh, he's also a philosopher.
Yeah.
A stupid philosopher.
Very dumb. I was doing an impression of me doing an impression of him. I'm kind of stupid. So, guys, how you doing? We have... So I had a rare thing happen that usually I see something and I knee jerk to react to it, and I keep that reaction wrong or right. I'm like, nope, this reaction is the correct one because I went with my gut on it.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. So we're watching this video of this. I don't know where this was. It was in North Carolina or something like that, wherever it was. A lot of crap's happening in North Carolina lately. I don't know if it's North Carolina. Black girl sitting at her desk. Here's the backstory we get. Backstory we get is that took her phone out, looked at her phone. Teacher said, "Put your phone away." She smarted back to the teacher. The teacher called the next level of whatever you want to call it. Some sort of administrator came in. The administrator came in, said, "Put your phone away." She said, "F you all," and then they called the local campus cop. The cop came in and basically WWE'd her, basically John Cena'd her ass across the classroom. And this guy obviously is trouble because every other kid in the class, with everybody is so rebellious right now. Everyone in the class sat quietly. No one said anything. One girl stood up, and she actually got charges placed on her for saying, "You got to stop this. What are you guys doing? This is crazy." And she got arrested too. So I don't know what school this is. Fetus, do a quick little research on the school. Find out what kind of school this is. Anyway, so I'm watching it, and I know these parents suck. This kid was not raised right, and all of us know that we're supposed to shut up in a classroom, you stupid idiot. Of course you got your ass beat. You were asking for it. You might as well just handed the cop a greeting card that said, suck it, pig, and then you would have, there you go. But instead, so I thought I was right, and the parents need to be beat up.
It was actually a New Orleans juvenile detention center.
Spring Valley High School.
Spring Valley High School. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Go open that up. Actually, see, that's a South Carolina school. I've actually just pulled up a video. I'm sorry.
Yes.
There's a few. There's a lot of these online. So the video that I had is a different beating of a girl by a cop in New Orleans. No, not the same dude.
I mean, he rips her out of her chair violently.
Apparently, this is a thing.
Right there. Now, the desk's upside down on her. Now he's yanking her out. Now, I will say this. I thought that I was on the right side of this. I really did. I'm like, this parent, even with his Hufflepuff soul, Fetus and I had a discussion about it, and he was like, you know what? That kid was out of line, and I feel bad that she got beat up like that, but it should have happened. And then I started doing some research. Found out that the girl, her dad died. One of her parents died recently. So her mother's not capable of taking care of her. Her and my mom had a lot in commmen. And she's in foster care.
They both like the color red.
She is in foster care now. So you got this kid who's had a destructive life. Her life has been ripped out from under her. A parent has died. Now, I'm not saying that what she did was cool. I'm just saying that maybe body slamming the kid first is probably not the way to go about it. You grab her, put her in a wrist lock, you take her phone away, you go follow me to the office now. That's it. That's what you do. You don't body slam her. Anyway, so I think that we've come to a place where I think we're all frustrated. And this isn't the first time this cop has been messing with, right, Fetus? This is not the first time this cop has done this.
He's got a weird history of doing some bipolar stuff.
Right. So he comes in. They say he's really nice. He's actually dating a black girl too. So this isn't racist. This is a cop who deals with punk ass teenagers all day long, and he just snaps once in a while. If anything, it's ageist. You got this older guy who's being told to fuck off by a bunch of teenager kids, and he finally said, "Okay, body slam, twist slam, throw across the room." And I just think, I would never have acted like that in school. I did, but I was usually funny about it, so they let it slide.
Oh, I can talk now. I didn't know if I was allowed. Can I?
No, you can't now. Now you can't now, smartass. So I'm going to keep going now because you're not talking. You're reading your iPad.
No. I was just waiting.
No, you weren't.
I just
interject.
May I interject?
Do you know a lot of times
Your
I'm
Honor?
just flailing? I'm waiting for you to jump in.
You were
just
not
jump
flailing.
in.
You were passionately.
But I want to say
diatribing.
I was wrong. I have to say I was wrong on this one. The charity I do is called the Insight Youth Project, and it's for homeless teens. And a lot of them have left foster care because foster care is a raging nightmare in a lot of cases. And this kid, you don't even know what's going on in this kid's head.
Let me just get this straight. So your first reaction to seeing
a
grown man grab a young girl, body slam her upside down while
and then
she's
throw
still
her
in
across
the
the room and
desk,
slam her into a door.
That was okay.
I was like, yes, that's how people should be treated when they misbehave.
You found out that this young girl was orphaned and had a reason for being grumpy, and now you're on her side.
I just think that I was not being very. I personally was not being sensitive enough to what could possibly happen. Now, the other side. Yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong.
No.
Yeah, I was wrong.
No.
I was wrong.
I know. I think we all know, but I don't think there's a justification for this ever happening.
Yeah, after I watched the video like the third time, I realized, even if that kid had two great parents and just was a raging dick, you don't flip them upside down, dump the desk on their head, then throw them against the door.
Right.
I got clear after maybe that 19th time I watched it.
It just took you about 19 times.
I watched it a lot.
You were like porn binge watching it at one point.
It's rough, man. It's rough. And this cop, at first I thought cops are really getting the short end of the stick. Lately, because all the stuff that bad cops have done.
Because of all the people they're shooting.
Yeah, no, those cops need those cops need to go. I'm saying that my first reaction is
welcome to Weird Justification with Christopher Titus.
All right, here's my weird justification. All right.
In honor of Halloween 2015, Titus, Nostratitis.
This is weird justification. I think cops are getting a bad rap, so my first reaction is to defend cops. I've known cops in my life; most of them are good people. And then I watched the video again, and actually, I'd like to point out, you guys don't know this, but Fetus has it on the big screen on a loop right now, so it's making me sicker and sicker every time I watch it. Ooh. I think this cop needs to be taken off the force. I really do. And a lot of people say, well, she tried to hit him. Yeah, she weighs about like 80 pounds.
No need ever for that. Every time I see it, it's shocking. I can't.
So what's going on right now with law enforcement in this country? Is it they've just been so beat down? Because I'm sure he gets a lot of shit at school. He's wearing a uniform all the time. I'm sure that it's a I don't know. There's a lot of black kids in the school with all this stuff. Black Lives Matter. I mean, maybe they're giving him a lot of shit, and he's just tired of it. But still, that crosses in line. The guy's got a black girlfriend. He's not racist. I think he's just tired of dealing with teenagers.
I think that there's a very heightened amount of tension in this country in general between the races, between law enforcement and non-law enforcement, between religions, between political parties, and it's all because or largely due to the media. Media and stupidity, equal parts.
Thought you were going to say Obama. I really did. I really thought you were going to say it's all because of Obama.
Well, it's oddly coincidental that it is happening during his...
Well,
right? Feedy is nodding and snarling at the same time.
You got to remember, once 9/11 happened, after the rah-rah calmed down, and the Iraq War started, we all got like this around Bush too. It started back in the middle of the Iraq War. I agree with you. It started in the middle of the Iraq War. We were like,
you're not agreeing with me. You said something totally different.
No, but you said I think that's where the stupidity and the faction started. And if you look at what Paul Ryan just got elected Speaker of the House, his speech today was very much, we have to stop that. We have to stop being apart and just fight for the sake of fighting. Just because you're having a conversation and someone doesn't agree with you is not a reason to want to kick their ass.
Really? I'm sorry. Are you sure? That's not how we. That's not how we do things, right?
Yeah, like not in America.
No, I need to beat
what are we,
you down.
fucking Norway? Hell no.
Whoa.
Well, conversation where people actually listened to each other and didn't agree but still had a beer after? That's a no. Not even a football game can we get through that.
Speaking of football, Feedy is wearing a large tent fashioned in the colors of
throwback Miami Dolphins. Yeah, his boys are playing. Dolphins are playing the Patriots.
Your boys are.
He's got one tier. He actually
the
knows.
Dolphins?
Game hasn't started yet. Fetus has already given up.
You're a huge Dolphins fan. Massive.
Arguably, potentially, if they hadn't hurt me so much, maybe more than a Harry Potter fan. But I've been too damaged, so I can't.
Wow.
So if they open up Miami Dolphin World, you're probably not going to buy the year ticket. You're not going to buy the year season pass.
He totally
if they
would.
would go better than 8-8, maybe I would.
Hey, look,
how
man,
does one
don't
get
talk to
this
me.
attached to a team at all? Part one of my question, and part two to a team that is on the opposite side.
I was indoctrinated by my stupid dad, who was a bandwagon fan, so now I'm a fan while they suck.
Was this before or after the plunger incident?
This Marino years.
As a baby, I was wearing Dolphin stuff.
Were these Marino years when they were like great and they were kicking ass?
Yeah, and then suddenly they suck, and I'm stuck in this awful.
You could just change.
You could just take it off.
You could just not have to wear the jersey.
No, you can't just change teams.
No, you can. No, you really can.
No, if I was he's right though. I was a 49er fan throughout Montana and through Steve Young, and it was a dynasty. We knew we would be down 3 touchdowns at the 2-minute warning. We'd be like, "Hey, we got this," and then Montana would come out and win. So there is a point, and the problem is it's like a drug addict. It's heroin. Once your team is a dominant force, and you are just on it. And you were like, these are the baddest motherfuckers. Our team for 10 years owned this league. And then when that stops, you just want to get another shot of heroin.
Totally get it.
And
totally
you keep
get
hanging,
it.
yeah.
It's like the ultimate showdown, the throwdown between Versace and Prada.
Exactly.
I feel it. I
Exactly.
get it.
And
you
you switch. And by the way, you have switched
I switch
alliances.
teams every season.
You did. Yes, you did.
Every season.
She's got no loyalty at all. She will go back to see what they're doing. But it was Giuseppe Zanotti, and then you were like, they're like 2 years.
Dead
you
to
went,
me.
No, not anymore. Remember this year? This year was some cool stuff. But there was 2 years where he was like, you quote, he's making old Jewish lady shoes now. That was a quote as I'm walking through Neiman Market.
No offense to old Jewish ladies.
No, but
You're very pleasant people.
And they're comfortable.
In ugly shoes.
Yeah.
Typically gold lame and laced.
Okay, and flat.
And flat.
Very flat shoes.
And matches your fanny pack.
Okay. So then you went to...
I'm all Alexander McQueen all the way. Throw it up, throw it up.
Yeah, but then you went Louboutin for a while. You
I
went to
still
Jimmy
love
Choo.
them.
Jimmy Choo.
Yeah, dead to me.
So it's not the same at all. Like you said, it's not the same at all. You won't keep buying. If they go through a bad season, you won't buy the crappy shoes. You will go find...
Okay,
so
no. See, you can learn from me.
So we will suffer.
I am
now.
actually a sensible fan.
I'm actually a Hufflepuff who's loyal.
You
There
are
you
a
go.
Hufflepuff.
Yeah,
and you
Raven.
don't have to say who's loyal. Just end it at Hufflepuff, and it explains everything.
By the way, your Slytherin side comes out a lot.
But here's the thing. Let me put this to you, Feedy, that perhaps the lack of consumer dollars and or support will then drive that team to be more productive
Less sucky.
and less sucky.
I buy lots of stuff from them. I've given them my soul.
That's
No,
what I'm
he's
saying. And
saying-
so you're not teaching them any lessons.
Right, so they suck and you're still giving them
Oh,
money.
their stadium's empty every season, though, so those fans are teaching lessons.
But you're not.
I mean,
You're still buying stuff. You just told me you still
I'm not
funnel
gonna-
money into them.
I'm not going to hop on the bandwagon. And
You're
be like
on
a
the
Seahawks
bandwagon.
fan.
Oh,
I'm
Seahawks.
not just going to, hop around, to whatever team's good.
See,
That's the worst insult you can be as a bandwagon fan.
Or you just buy you just have to buy a new jersey every year, and you just get to not a new
The
Dolphins,
worst
a new
thing
team,
you could be is
new
a bandwagon fan.
Yeah.
What?
Or a Nazi, but
I
it
would-
goes
I
it
would
goes
say-
bandwagon fan Nazi, and then and then
Jewish
deal-
lady shoemaker.
drug dealer.
Yeah.
Cop who
cop
cops who beats the shit out of people in English class.
Yeah,
but top
bandwagon
fan.
Worst thing
worst
you
thing
could
ever you could be.
Skinhead KKK. No.
Actually, that was Ed Norton's going to do a movie. American History Bandwagon is called, and he plays a bandwagon fan. It's pretty. hey, Feedy just gave me the finger, but he really didn't. He just gave me the old. We're just you know. By the way, at what point? Because we need to come up with a formula.
Did you hear that?
What did you say? You turned your
My
iPhone on.
iPad just started playing a video and it was going wah wah wah, and I panicked because I thought it was my stomach. I thought my stomach was growling. Sorry. Anyway,
That was an amazing.
it was
side
actually
trip. Thank you.
a storm. A video of a storm.
So
What?
we need to, because I've had the same problem with the 49ers. I have the same problem. And then they start getting some good guys, and all of a sudden you see hope. This is the worst part. Your team will get some good guys, and you're like, oh, they're rebuilding. It's a rebuilding year. Well, the 49ers have kind of had now, 22 rebuilding years, something like that? How many for Miami?
Oh, it's been over a decade of sadness.
Oh my gosh, you're so wound up about this.
Yeah. I know, because he's really into it.
But he's wearing the costume. He's in the costume. It's not Halloween today, so nice try. You wore that because today's the game. You're wearing the...
Right. Oh, he's kind of grumpy. We came in and we're doing the podcast. The game's going to start while the podcast is on.
And he's mad.
He's flipped.
Because he might miss them losing.
Yeah, he might. No, he's more afraid that if some act of God happened, that maybe someone.
Are you watching it right now? He's watching
like somebody.
it.
He's watching it on his phone. You piece of shit. He's watching it on his phone. Someone's just getting docked. Someone's getting docked. Are you watching it? Oh, that's why. So now, as we're doing the podcast, he can be angry or happy compared to what they do. How bad are they doing already?
They're down 7-0.
And how long's the game been on?
It's still the first quarter.
2 minutes. They're down 7-0.
We were in a restaurant in Columbus, Ohio last week, and the 49ers were playing the Seahawks. And we can see over the bar. We're in this nice restaurant, and we can see there's a TV on over the bar.
They were?
I remember I turned to you and I asked you. I said I can see the Seahawks.
Oh,
score.
I remember. I didn't know who that was.
I said, what's the other score? And it was like 17, and she said 0. And I was like,
Yeah. You used my eyesight. I had no idea that was who that was or what it was, or that it mattered.
Yeah, it'll change. Actually, well, how do we compare it to what we started at? Because basically, the way that this cop sacked that kid was pretty much better than anything that the Miami Dolphins have done with their defensive line in a long time. He's nodding sadly in the background.
You have weird passions. I'm just gonna say it's weird.
He has eclectic passions.
Yes,
you know?
oddly combined.
I would love to see him go to like a Miami's Dolphins game and just sitting there,
Dressed as Harry Potter.
Miami's Dolphins. That's what I just called them.
How'd you doing?
Hey, it's the Miami's.
Bobby.
The Miami's Dolphins are pretty good. It's like a guy who just got to America and living in Florida. No, I went to see Miami's Dolphins.
We have friends that say luggages.
You're not my friend if you say luggage. I know you. Yes, I remember your name. We're not friends. You said luggages. So
They say it every week.
they do. How many luggages do you got? I want to move your luggages. Okay. Say it again.
Oh my
one more
gosh!
time.
I hope nobody we know listens to this.
You know what? Do we talk about Pine Sol? Did we? We talked about Pine Sol, right?
I don't know.
Did we talk about Pine Sol? Penis Sol? We have this amazing lady who works for us, who's the best. And I turned into a 4-year-old one day. She says, I need to get some supplies to clean the kitchen. I said, okay. What do you need? She goes, I need the glass cleaner, and I need the penis oil. And I'm a 4-year-old boy, man. I went.
So I walked in the middle of this.
I have to know that the first time I didn't know what she said.
And
I was
his
like,
nostrils are huge.
I'm trying. I'm trying to hold back in church laughter. I'm trying not to.
So he keeps asking her what it is that she needs so that she'll say it again.
Do you want how big? You want a big one or a little one? She goes, I would like a big penis oil. And she's the best
and then you kept
person
saying it over and over too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get the penis hole.
So you want the penis? I did. She said, "Thank you." So one large penis hole.
You kept doing it too.
And I go, do you want any kind of smell? And you kind of say, no, just regular penis hole. Okay, I'm a 4-year-old boy.
I was hysterical.
All right, let's back to it. So what do you think we should do about this whole thing? What do you think? The cop got fired. Is it over now? It's obviously not racist. The cop has a black girlfriend. It's
he's done. There's no way. You can't recover from that. That's brutal. Every time it plays, it makes me sick.
Yeah, you got to take it off because
it's a full-blown beat down. But interesting, when I was searching and I thought it was the one in New Orleans, there was one right underneath that was Texas, one right underneath that. So apparently, because all I put in was cop beats young girl at school, and that all those came up. So I guess this isn't the first time.
So it's going on.
It's going on. Yeah.
Why do you think we had a guy named Mr. Commendatory at my school? Mr. Commendatory, no, and he sounded like he had a dog. He had like a
That sounds like a made up name.
No, Mr. Commendatory. He walked around the Doberman, and he was nice enough, but to the girls, to the boys, he was not nice at all, man. He's like, get to class. If you were like on your way to class and the bell rang, hustle it up, let's move, let's see those legs pumping. He was that guy. He got fired 2 years into my high school career. And I actually, my first time I ever did stand-up was at the Senior Follies, and I did 5 jokes about him, actually. That's how bad he was. But he talked like this. Because he was a bit Nazi-ish. But we had Mr. Prophet and Coach Prophet would actually, if you got out of line in the weight room, if you smarted off to him, he was a badass wrestler from college, and he would flip you, pin you, and there was no gentleness. If you got out of line in PE, even just screwing around, even just messing around, like just being funny, he would body slam you all the time. And Coach Pritchard too, both of them would.
That's not normal. Children?
And it's dudes though. Dudes, no one ever said anything because it was just dudes. Like, oh, did you get your ass handed to you by Coach Prophet?
I guess that also makes it worse that it's a girl.
Yeah, and it didn't need to go that far. I have to, again, my first reaction was she was smart enough, blah, blah, blah. And then my second reaction after I watched it 19 times was like, wow, if I was in that fight, I like if that guy, if anybody had beat me up like that, I would have instantly fetal positioned it, shit myself, and then cried for a long time.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I would have done.
Most men would not say that, but okay.
No, I'm very self-aware. A guy big enough to pick me up, flip the desk, and then throw me across the room and hit a door, pretty much curling up in a fetal position.
Are you crying because you shit yourself, or are you crying because he beat you up?
All of it. It's all of it. It's just a big humiliation, weenie, getting my ass kicked. How big is this monster? And I shit myself. It's A plus B equals C. Cry. Yes.
Have you ever been beaten up, Feedy?
No.
No, he got bullied though, and he finally his dad's a principal, and his dad you torqued off on something, you finally punched him, and that was it. It's over. That's how it always is. That's what I tell my son. I've told my son since he was 3 years old. Anyone pushes you around, hit him dead in the face. Merry Christmas.
It's beautiful.
Because I'm telling you, it's a guy thing. I know women get weird about that. It is a guy thing.
I
the
don't.
Only way.
I'm fine with it. I just can't imagine that particular person doing it. But in general, I'm fine with.
Have you seen him on the soccer field?
I have seen him kick a ball on the soccer field.
No.
Yes.
Have you seen him when like a guy that's a foot taller than him starts pushing him and see what he does?
What does he do?
He swung. He swung.
Challenges him to a dance off.
No. yeah. It's a break dance right there on the field.
Perfect. That's what I would do.
No, he swings and pushes kids like bigger than him. He's like, knock it out. He gets in their face. I mean, I've seen him go after kids. It's really cool to see. Frankly, I have to be on part of him. He's like, yay. Because I don't want, you don't.
And then he curls in the fetal position, shits himself.
No, that's just his dad. No, he's going to learn that from his dad. But that's later. I need to wait till he gets a good ass whipping. I'm just saying that guy did not need to do. It was such an extreme reaction, and I'm glad he's fired. But how do we deal with these smart-ass kids in school? Everybody's, every kid knows you can't do anything to them. Every kid knows. I mean, in our high school and our parents' high school, man, it was way worse. I don't understand.
There was a way to get her out of the room that people still would have objected to. They still would have called the ACLU. It still would have been Al Sharpton showing up, but it would be less offensive. There's a hold he could have put her in. If she refused to get up, he could have announced, I am going to assist you and get up. I am now going to put my hands on you to lift you out of that seat because you have refused. And then there's a hold he could have put her in. Like you said, the wrist hold, the neck hold, anything to get her up. He didn't need to flip her upside down in the desk. It looks like he lost control.
Yeah, totally.
He could have kept his control, told her what he was about to do, and if she still didn't do what he asked, then gotten her out.
So this is my advice to all police officers out there. Everybody's got a camera. Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody over the age of 7 is filming. And if something goes out of control, they're going to film it. So here's what you do next time. The next time something's about to happen, okay, while the people stand on you, face down, because you understand, I don't care what you think. I know you think, oh, it was assault, I might get hurt. You have guns and everything. People may be smarting off to you, but trust me, anybody who's up against a cop is scared to death. Even criminals. They're like, oh, I don't want to fight this guy. But there'll be attitude. Before you do anything, I want you to turn, look around, and announce, I am about to physically handle this person. They are resisting arrest.
Right.
They are resisting arrest. They have threatened me with bodily harm.
Right.
And
Cover
I
your
am
butt.
now about to I'm about to do my job as a police officer. And then wail.
Actually, what people always told me all my life was, and maybe it was my dad, was always announce, he just hit me or she just hit me.
Yeah.
Loudly announce that. This was even before everybody had a cell phone, because then you can claim self-defense.
Yeah, you just scream, son of a bitch, you just hit me. You just effing hit me? You son of a bitch. You just fucking hit me. Yeah, and then you wail.
Wail away.
Why is Fetus
Go
shaking his
whomping
head?
and a wailing.
It's not a Hufflepuff way to be. I understand.
No, I think the way like you're yelling, if you're the cop, just hit me.
Oh, he actually just didn't approve of your theatrics as a performer.
No. Oh, it's my
It was
acting.
more
It
of your
bad. My acting-
presentation.
It's podcast acting. It's fine. I'm sorry.
It was more of his your presentation.
No,
that he
in a
objects
restaurant,
to.
some guys about you feel like you're going to get hit. You just go. I'm not talking about the cop. I'm talking about like if she's talking about any fight in a normal place between a normal human being doesn't have a radio with a bunch of other cops. That's another thing. I don't understand whether the cop is violent or not. If a police officer comes up to you, you know that he's got a stick on him. and it's not a stick to stir coffee. It's a beat your ass stick.
Or a taser.
Yeah, he's got a beat your ass stick. Then he's got a taser, so he can electrify you. He's also carrying a weapon, a gun that shoots bullets. That's metal that's going to shoot into your body. That you have the balls to have any attitude with this guy is crazy.
That's what you
to me.
also do. You then arrest them.
You
You announce that you're arresting them, because then you can say they were resisting arrest, which is against the law.
Yeah.
Announce that first. Hey, all cops that listen to this podcast, here we're going to tell you how to do your job.
And then he's got a little thing, a little electronic broadcasting device. It's a little radio thing that connects to other guys who have sticks and tasers and guns. Smart enough to come up as a dumb shit, and whether they're wrong or right, it doesn't matter. If a criminal's wrong, you're gonna be like, "Hey, screw you, criminal." No, if a guy's got a gun on you, but he's not a cop, because he's a cop, you're supposed to, you think he's just don't, because a lot of cops are kind of dark people.
Those theatrics that you didn't like that he did would work extremely well in a gay club. If he were getting into a fight in a gay club.
Oh my God, did you hit me? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
is that what that is doing? Oh my God.
I'm trying to make it okay for him.
This bitch hit me.
A lot of hand flapping.
A lot of flapping.
Here's my problem with this, is that the original problem is that, none of this would have happened had she
put her phone away or handed it to the cop.
Done what she had been asked to
Agreed,
do.
100%.
None of it. So she actually created
Yep,
this whole
all this
situation.
happened, right.
You know, like we are always talking about personal responsibility, and if you really want to be responsible, you would stop and think that the cop wouldn't have even been in the room if I hadn't done what I did.
No, they would have been answering questions on a paper. They would have been doing a pop quiz.
Correct.
Had she just done
it would have been business as usual.
Right. This is a good point.
However, now that the ACLU is involved and they're, her parents, and she's on the news, and he hit me, and so now we all feel sorry, and people are going to cry racism, and this poor girl, she's never going to be reprimanded for what she did, and probably in the near future or throughout the rest of her high school career, no one's going to reprimand her, because I bet you she gets a settlement from this.
Of course she will. But now, okay, so I agree with you. So up to the point where they said, the second she said, F you teacher, and then F you administrator, and then F you cop, I get that's all her fault. I'm 100%. And listen, if anybody knows this person, for God's sakes, tell them. I'm saying that the level that the cop went to, once the adults, that's a kid who's got a fucked up life, foster care, dead father, mom's not taking care of him. I get that kid's going to have some tude. Mm-hmm. That kid's going to have attitude. But as the adults in the room did not act like adults.
Right.
And then that's the big problem I have. Kids are kids. They're idiots. They're all idiots. They're idiots deep. Fetus is just coming out of it. There's still stuff he does that I'm like, am I right? Like, to his credit, though, he's not this kid. Well, you know why?
He always apologizes and then fixes it.
And then owns it 100%. It's the weirdest thing. I think it's a con. I totally think it's a con. He's like, totally screwed up. My fault. Won't happen again. I don't know. You know what? Just my fault. He starts to go. The other day, he started to, and he stopped himself from going into excuse. Because I hate that with people.
Good parenting.
I know. We've raised
Mr. and Mrs. Feedy are very good parents.
Yeah. I am so tired of that. My son's 11, and we had to talk about it the other day. He came in with his homework, and we started to talk about why it wasn't right. And he started to go into, well, I thought blah, blah, this, and then I flipped the page, but she said not to blah, blah. And I stopped him. I said, stop talking right now. I go, I want you to tell me something I did. Let's say I broke your favorite thing. And now say that I broke it. And he said, you broke my favorite thing. And I said, you know what? You're right. I'm going to fix it. I'll get you another one. I'm sorry. I go, now say it again. He goes, everything. And I go, well, you left it out. Had you not left it out? And he got that weird, creepy feeling that you get when someone has an excuse. He got it just on our little improv. We're doing a little improv, father-son improv. We do a lot of father-son improv, because I believe teaching is. I'm sorry. I went out there. I heard myself talking.
Is it Halloween?
It is Halloween.
Why are you in a costume? Put your phone down.
You can look at it once in a while, but he's literally, we're working and he's watching the game. Son of a bitch is watching the game.
Shut up!
Shut up!
You're riveted. He is riveted.
He's watching the game on company time, and I'm not okay with that.
Idiot.
So I want to talk about something. We now have we're getting random sponsors here and there. The podcast is picking up, getting some people.
What happened?
Yeah, doing okay. I mean, it's and it's people I like. Harrys.com.
You like Harry.
I like Harry. I like
Harry's good.
Harry's phenomenal.
HARRYS, Harrys.com. We like them a lot. We use them. This is how you know that we like them.
I'm not going to say that you can shave a Sasquatch with the razors. I'm just saying.
No. We have.
Yeah,
We've actually done it.
It is. That's true.
We have actually done the experiment, except you don't look like it right now. Did your last shave was with Harry?
That's 3 days. That's 3 days of growth right there. I don't know. That's 3 weeks? All right. But he came in all clean shaven. It's weird. It's weird when he comes in clean shaven.
Love Harry's. Favorite part about it, free shipping. That's Feedy's favorite part. See, 2 thumbs up says Feedy. Free shipping. Don't have to go to a store, which totally feeds into my agoraphobia, which I have self-diagnosed. Although I leave the house, I still feel terrible about it.
I like your self-diagnosis. You're not a hypochondriac at all. It's always accurate.
Thank you. I mean, I do leave the house, but I'm very, I'm not a fan of it. Let's just say when I do it, it's not really my favorite thing. I think that there are a lot of scary things
You're not
out
a people
there.
person.
I'm not really a people person.
No.
I'm not. And I was thinking about this the other day. I've chosen a job that requires me to come in contact with a lot of people.
We're trying to help you.
Thank you. But anyway, so Harry's, you don't have to go to the store. You don't have to wait for them to open the thing. And not only that, but it's cheap. I don't know how, not quality, awesome quality, but cheap price.
I don't know how they get the razors they get for the price that you get them for. As much as you get in that kit.
And
I don't
free
know.
shipping.
Right.
Because they have to pay for the shipping.
Right.
It's pretty amazing. So anyway, if you go to harrys.com.
There must be a German sweatshop with kids just working on it for 3 cents an hour. That's got to be it.
No, but they have a German factory. Although they haven't said who works on it in the factory.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a lot of Hufflepuffs working in that Germany factory.
Could I please get some chocolate? I have made 7,000 razors today. Could I have a small piece of chocolate, please?
No.
I will make more razors then.
No.
They're actually phenomenal. The quality's great. It's good razors. Go to harrys.com /Titus.
No, harrys.com, and you get $5 off of your first order.
Oh, wow. And free shipping.
And free shipping. So if you get the starter kit that Feedy got, then you get it for $10.
Cool.
No shipping, no knitting, right? There you go, harrys.com. We love them.
Are you going as a werewolf for Halloween? Because you're so werewolf. You're on the edge of werewolf right now, man.
I'm considering going as a Game of Thrones character.
Ah, really?
Considering.
Yeah.
You look like the little person guy on there. Except you're tall.
Put some shoes on your knees and just walk around.
Yeah.
And be like,
I mean, like your face and your hair. And your large head.
He has a big head.
I'll take it.
But by the way, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The three of us in this room, literally, there's gravity from our skulls in this room.
We're orbiting each
That's
other right
exactly.
now.
I noticed when I walk past you, I slingshot to the left. You just suck me a little bit, and I just pick up speed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Compliment. I actually have... I have some but I actually was looking for Halloween stories.
Do you remember your best Halloween ever?
No. I mean, no. Why?
You don't? Why
Who
would you?
would? I'm not into Halloween.
Feedy, what's your best Halloween? Get on the mic.
Uh-oh.
You get a minute on the mic.
What?
And now it's Feedy's minute on the mic.
Feedy talks about Halloween.
So I wasn't popular in middle school.
Go, shut up.
But
Nuh-uh.
no way. But because
we're dicks, by the way.
Because when we were building our new house, I was staying with my uncle, who lived next to the most popular girl in high school. She was throwing a party and felt obligated to invite me because
you would have seen the party going on.
Anyway,
I'll take it.
Okay.
Anyway.
And you were also kind of that quiet, creepy kid that if you're not invited, may shoot up the party.
The most socially awkward.
May shoot up the party. So
yeah,
it's
totally.
more. It's more. Invite him so he doesn't kill anybody.
Right. Okay.
Okay. There you go.
Keep your enemy closer theory.
Right, exactly,
yeah. For
and
sure.
It was a.
Keep your mass shooter closer.
Well, it was a shaving cream party, so you were required to bring a thing of shaving cream, and I was told
what.
It was
What's a shaving cream party?
A shaving cream party.
He's trying to tie this into the harrys.com ad.
Yeah, and by the way, because they all use harrys.com.
Harrys.com.
You ever go to a shaving cream party? Harrys.com.
They have shaving cream and
gel.
shave gel.
Yeah.
The dude that brings the shave gel, though, he's not the instant person. Like, it's a shaving cream fight.
Yeah.
So you have to he has to put it in his hands and then lather it together.
Well, you're supposed to heat the
and then flick. A lot of flicking.
Then,
it's hard to do.
Fling.
Yeah.
Well, I have some advice to some youngsters for this Halloween. If somebody tells
youngsters.
you it's a costume party, bring your costume in a bag to ensure it's a costume
Oh,
party.
bless your
this
heart.
did not happen.
Bless your heart.
So I may or may not have dressed up.
You
in a-
foreshadowed something very sad.
So I may or may not have showed up to this said Halloween party in a costume.
And
Okay, hold on.
Oh, wait, no,
Hold on. They invited you
Yes.
and
To a
only told you to dress up.
Yes.
Well, that's why they invited you, not because you live next door.
Well, no,
that's-
They're
that too.
obviously cruel enough that they were fine
This
with
is-
you seeing the
it was
party.
okay.
This is the upstate New York version of Carrie.
It's
This
okay.
is
It's
Carrie.
fine.
Totally.
I mean,
Totally.
because
And
I
then
was
pig's
so
blood
close,
dumped on his
when
head and he killed a bunch of
realized-
people.
When I realized it wasn't a costume party, I kind of ducked back into the shadows and returned back to my uncle's house.
Oh, they saw you.
Yeah,
Trust
they
me.
saw me. It was-
What were you dressed as?
I don't want to talk about it.
Let's talk
No.
about
Oh,
it.
we're in. Oh, no, Fetus, we're in.
We're
right
gonna
now.
work through a lot of your damage.
Okay.
At the end, the time you stop working for us, you will be clear.
You'll be fine,
Think
and no
about-
one will be able to
So
offend
I
you or
made
upset
this
you.
really intricate Batman costume,
Oh,
which I
no.
assumed was intricate at the time,
Oh,
but I couldn't
no.
afford like a good Batman costume.
Oh,
So
no.
it looks like someone who tried to make an intricate
Oh,
Batman
God.
costume out of like, I don't know,
Oh.
like a couple of sweaters
Oh.
and like some cardboard.
Oh,
and
no.
it's just like it's
You
some-
made
some
a box, a refrigerator box
Not
Batman
really
costume.
refrigerator, it's just,
Holy
like, weird.
God! And then you went next
so
door
use
to the most popular girl in school's house. You deserved everything that happened to
Oh
you.
yeah, I told you I wasn't smart. That's
Oh,
fine.
oh, now it's
Okay.
weird because in my life I
Did you have
felt
the boots on?
What? I had winter boots on.
galoshes, shiny black
That being
galoshes.
said, though, it's really cold in October, so that wasn't the worst thing.
Oh,
From.
that wasn't the worst thing.
Well,
This is.
Please tell us what was the
it's
worst
sad
thing.
that you-
Oh, did you wear the underpants on the outside of
oh
tights?
yeah, I had blue underwear that I totally wore on the outside. No what? Yeah, I mean, no Batman. It was like.
Because you're not Batman.
It was old school.
Bombshell has
1960s
now
Batman,
lost it.
not
This is
cool
now
Dark Knight Batman.
Bombshell losing her shit at
This
this
is
point.
how messed up I am.
All right.
I
No, we
did-
got no. You don't have to.
Well, I didn't think.
Are you
going to
give us another example?
Well, I
That's
didn't think I
phenomenal.
could pull off cool Batman, so I went with the less cool Batman from the '60s because I figured that might. Be
Oh,
more
you went with
appropriate.
gray Batman,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
I tried to go with that one because I
Hello,
didn't feel like I could
everyone.
pull off a
The one
cool
that no
Welcome.
one knew.
Thank you for having me to the party, Robin.
See, this is nobody gets this. Nobody got that.
I would have laughed my ass off if he'd have come in as
That's
as
Adam
Burt,
West Batman.
Adam West Batman, and
Yeah.
Burt Ward, Robin.
I'm pretty sure everyone laughed their ass off.
At least I didn't dress up as Robin because that would have been really embarrassing.
You know what? No, you can't top. No, Robin. At least there's irony there. It's a little ironic. You came in as the Adam West Batman. I give you points for it.
Bless your
That's a
heart.
lot of points.
I mean, I don't think anyone could have guessed that I was the Adam West Batman based on my shoddy workmanship.
because nobody or Shaddy. It's Shaddy. It's pretty Shaddy.
Yeah, it's-
What did you do to the top?
It was a blue sweater with some. I took some the colored paper and I cut out a Batman symbol and like duct taped it to the
Oh.
chest, and I had winter gloves on for like the greaves, and I had some cardboard.
You know
spikes.
what? You know what I just got from this story?
Sadness. And
Well,
hilarity.
No,
First-
sadness and hilarity.
first
by
it was hilarity, and then I kept saying "bless his heart." That's a Southern thing that
the
you
way.
say about
means,
retards.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right.
And then I thought, you know what? If anybody fucks with you,
We're
I'm gonna
killing them.
kick their
Yeah.
ass.
I'm over it now. I'm less
yeah.
susceptible to such things now.
I would disagree.
But,
Yeah,
okay,
probably not.
Fair.
Yeah, you know
Okay.
why? I'll give you one word. Whatever. There you go. That's why. That's why I know
He
you're kind
agreed.
of.
He said fair,
Yeah, okay.
fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
But if someone did that to you,
Yeah, we're-
I would kill. The wrath of Rachel.
Oh man,
Yeah.
someday on the podcast
Would
I'll tell you my
rain
roses
down.
story too.
The roses?
Wait,
When we
I'm
get to
sorry.
Valentine's Day, I'll tell you the roses.
No,
Yeah, no, we're not gonna wait.
No, wait for the roses story. No, we
Oh.
will
Here's the
rehash
thing:
it.
I don't mind burning it because I'm pretty sure there's about 1,000 of these stories that we can
Yeah,
run
this
through.
is- you are-
I mean, I've got a plethora. I may or
Yeah.
may not at one time.
You
have
are
given-
literally Encyclopedia Britannica
a
of
plethora.
pain and
Okay, I
sadness.
may or may not have at one point
Mhm.
given a bunch of roses on Valentine's Day.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Oh.
Don't ruin that yet. I need a closer. I need to know
Okay.
what happened to Batman at the party.
Oh, so I got there and the shaving cream party was in full swing, and everyone's covered in shaving cream. And they look at me and everyone starts laughing, and so I immediately. Well, fair enough though. I did have.
I want a
couple-
time
I had a
machine,
couple
man.
singular friends there that, well, maybe my friends. I thought were my friends. Who knows anymore?
Probably, yeah.
And
probably not.
they were like, they defended me a bit, so it wasn't total like Carrie tragic. They were like, at least at least like, oh man, why didn't we wear costumes? Though in retrospect, they could have been making fun of me. Who knows?
Yeah,
so then I ducked
probably.
back into the shadows, changed, went back to the party, was kind of invisible at the party for a couple hours, then went home and ate candy.
Motherfucker, you went back after that?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, hell to the yeah. Good. What you should have done is stole some silverware. That's what I'd have done. I'd have been like, what happened to the clock radio?
Because I definitely look like the kind of guy that would go steal
And this is
silverware.
white trash advice by
I'm just
Christopher
saying.
Titus.
I'm saying you get humiliated as a superhero, you go back as a supervillain. That's all
Hey,
I'm
steal
saying.
their silverware and shit in
I'm
their
just
underwear
saying,
drawer.
my advice
No,
is
right on
don't-
mom's and dad's bed. You go
No.
you walk in the middle of the bed while the party's raging, and you plop one and you walk
You're
out.
like half
and
mobster
and then you sign
half
and then you sign it,
Cletus.
Batman.
Just my advice is to bring your
I've left
costume
my
in a bag.
calling card in your parents' bed.
Oh, gross. I'm not doing hand stuff in the bed.
No. That's butt stuff.
Butt stuff. How do you? You don't want to mix butt stuff and hand stuff.
No.
Because you get pink eye.
Oh, gross.
So, wow. Okay, so roses. You gave roses too.
Okay.
Oh, so this is a Valentine's Day story, but 'tis the season.
No, it's not. But
Whatever.
okay.
That's what they say, maybe.
They don't.
During middle
Ever.
school or for low high school, sometime in there, I decided I wanted, because I was raised under the impression that Disney movies are real, because I'm stupid. I
All
felt-
romantic comedies.
Right, all
Any,
romantic, yeah.
it's
So
all bullshit.
clearly-
Wait,
the
wait,
best
wait,
way-
wait. Whoa. You were raised to think that Disney movies were
Not
real?
that actual talking lions are real, but the themes in them, like fairy tale love and stuff.
Ah.
like
Fairy tale
that.
love, pure love,
Yeah,
100%
that sort of
love.
thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
obviously, the
Heroes
best
and
way to
villains.
get a girl to like you is to give her roses in the middle of a hallway in middle school. That's the best way to get a girl to like
I knew
you.
you in middle school. I
Yeah.
knew.
So
I
I
was-
was
I was
that
him
guy.
and-
And
Fly
so
guy.
Here I go. Like,
It was him.
here I go. Perfect, right? And she's going to be like, oh, that's so sweet. No, she took them, looked really embarrassed in front of her friends, tossed them back at me, and walked away. And then I got laughed at. And then I gave him my English teacher, who was smoking hot.
Oh, of course you loved your English teacher. By
That
the way,
story- that
did you
story-
hear
that
that?
story
That
needs
was
to-
the sound of tens of thousands of people's hearts breaking.
Yeah. That story needs to continue on to it. And so I'm in the car in the teacher's parking lot
Yeah.
with my English teacher.
Make up the ending.
not
Here.
not
No.
knowing where I'm going or what I'm doing, but I will say I became a man that day, and I got an A in English. Next question.
And she always
Only half
called
of
me
those things
Batman.
happened.
I know only half of those things. I will tell you this:
A in English.
Yep.
that you actually went at the party shows a lot of fortitude. That you actually gave to your English teacher. That you didn't just go ball up somewhere and cry. Shows.
Oh, I balled up somewhere and cried later, but
Oh my
After
God.
you went back?
well, I mean,
or
I was-
between.
I became very, very good at not crying while in school, because that just leads to more humiliation.
That, you know what, officially the saddest sentence I've ever heard in my life. I became very, very good at not crying in school. That's by far if that's not a podcast shirt, I don't know what is. I became very, very good at not crying in school. Wow.
And I'm over it. You get over it. You
You're
gotta
not
go
over
past
it.
these things.
You're totally not
It
over
is.
But we're going to work through it week by week, one
And
at a
again,
time.
and I'm now on her boat. Anybody fucks with you will have a bat upside their head.
What was that girl's name?
I don't want to say it.
You should say it.
No.
First name. You can give first name.
No, I don't feel comfortable.
Okay.
Oh, wow. See, when we finally work through his issues, he's going to say her name on the podcast because that's going to be part of your healing.
But it's just not right.
That's
to
like,
just
you
do
know,
it.
when obese people jump in the cold water or whatever. Oh, no. The obese people get on hot coals. You know that thing where they do the thing and then they
They walk
lose
across the hot
7
coals?
pounds and then they go on hot coals and they're like, I think Oprah's there or something.
Tony Robbins type. Yeah.
It's like a weight loss thing or whatever.
Weight loss, like fired up about your life thing seminar.
Yeah. Your hot coals is going to be announcing the name of this
I
bitch.
don't
That's
think
not
so.
right. You could incite a witch hunt.
Lindsey
No one needs
Brown.
that.
Biggest bully ever. Lindsey Brown put her finger in my cake. She lives in Georgia, everybody.
Well, then later on, I thought
John Butts.
I thought I turned the corner with this girl later on, and I
John
went
Butts
to
was
prom
my
with
Lindsey
her,
Brown.
but-
His name was John Butts. Which, by the way, I know why he was mad now. He went through
Yeah.
life with John Butts.
Yeah,
awful name.
totally.
Huh?
It's an awful name.
Oh, but B-U-T-Z, John Butts. We got in a fight. I was standing in the lunch line, and it actually wasn't even lunch line; it was the nutrition line. In junior
Breeding
high.
grounds for bullying.
And he comes up, and he just comes up, gets right in front of me, and just starts giving me shit. And I've been taught by someone who was very close to me, my dad. If someone gives you shit and bullying you, punch him in the face. So I hit him because this guy was known as a bully, and I hit him so hard, and we just started brawling, and I had him down, and I was beating on him, and I was a guy when authority touches me, I stop fighting. I was that guy because I knew I always wanted to be, because I know we were in trouble.
Because you're half mobster.
Now, no, I wanted to be the guy that when we're in the meeting and they're going, "What did you guys do?" Well, Mr. Titus just calmed right down. He just calmed right down. He was obviously not the guy who instigated it, and then the years later, same thing in high school. Came up to me again a couple years later. You remember me? Yeah, dude. What do you want to do? And he walked away. But it was like, you got to hit somebody first. But I don't.
Your stories
I think,
where you fight back are not as entertaining as his stories.
No, I would have. No, I. That's the difference. But him and I, by the way, it's perfect. We are the balance, man, the yin and yang. Because I will. He's the one who stopped me. What did I say the other day? There's something I did on the phone the other day, and I was talking to him about something, and someone cut me off, and I was like, and I just start going off, and he's like, "Hey, don't do that." I said, "I'm going to follow this guy," and don't do that.
Yeah,
he's that guy.
Yeah, he's on the phone.
He's that guy,
and he's on the highway, and I hear him say, "I'm going to come out of my car, and I'm going to kill you." Like, so, he's so intense, and I just was on the other side, like, "Don't do that."
And I'm like, and I said, "You know what? You're right. Thank you. You're right."
We don't need to talk about you on your own podcast.
No, the bad side of me.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying.
So you reconnected with the girl.
Oh, well, I thought things were, we had turned a corner, and then I asked her to prom, and she had said yes. But then I found out later she went to prom with me as a joke and made fun of me.
Oh, this was that girl?
Same girl, yeah. Same girl. You guys know the story. Yeah.
This girl, have you seen her lately?
The last time I saw her was right before I moved to L.A.
Is she fat?
No, I mean, I'm not attracted to that body type anymore at all. But so
she's a mesomorph body type.
She kind of looks like a panda.
I am definitely not attracted to that body type anymore.
Anymore.
Well,
at one point, he was all panda. He was all up in that panda.
I love me some panda.
Yeah, but now not so much anymore. All right,
she's just mean.
She's mean.
I didn't mean
That's
to.
brutal. She's really a terrible person.
Just so you know, for someone who's much older than you, life will not work out.
Is she the same person that had the party? Or is this a different person?
No, different girl. She was one of the quote-unquote mean girls, like from that movie. She was like the...
You're attracted to that type, bro.
That's right.
I didn't like her.
Pandas with an attitude.
Yeah.
That's his kind of woman.
Bitchy pandas. That's what you like. You like bitchy pandas.
Okay.
Whatever.
Whatever.
This has been Sadness with Feedy.
You know what? There's some of the best stories, and I will tell you this, that everybody out there, we all have, not that exact story, but we all have that story in our heart. No, I always fought back. I had my dad to deal with, so I learned to fight back early, but he's just been like, you're the dude. You're the dude in every one of those movies. In one of those John Hughes movies, you're the dude.
I don't have any stories like that.
You know why?
You were the popular hot girl.
You're
probably.
a 5'11" smoking hot chick.
No, but I got made fun of for being tall. I mean, being...
Oh, is that really?
Okay.
You know, if I had so much money, they just made fun of me.
I mean, I was like...
They made fun of my really cool car and my good clothes.
I was this tall in 4th grade, though, and I was 82 pounds. I mean, it was, I got made fun of for being tall. That's not credible.
All right, Skeletor.
No, it was Grasshopper, they called me.
That's after that story, you're going to compare what he just said to you being called a grasshopper.
I was nice to nerds, too. I liked nerds. I always liked hanging out with nerds.
He's scared to death of you.
I told you about that. Well, I mean, him, he's whatever. But that guy...
I can see your love.
The guy in middle school that always gave me love letters and stuff. Everybody called him Fly Guy because he wore those big, giant lensed glasses and they were tinted.
So what did you do when he gave you stuff?
I would always just be nice and just tell him, like, no, not into...
You didn't throw it back in his face?
Hell no. I was not like that. I had good parents.
Girl named Julie.
Here we go. I knew this was coming. Here he goes. All
Julie.
right.
Did I tell you the story?
This is Julie with Christopher Titus.
Remember, she was Farrah Fawcett of ninth grade.
I'm sure.
Blonde,
exactly like.
Blonde, perfect hair, perfect body, sweetest girl. And I went, I was in my public speaking class, she was in there, and I wrote her a 3-page letter. And and I spent like a week on it. I'd go home every night, and I rewrote it 3 or 4 times, so it was neat. And
yes.
I did more work.
What?
I did
you guys
more.
This is like nerd bonding.
It is,
now.
Man. I did more work on this letter
That's
than
serial
I did.
Killer.
I did. No. I really liked her. She was really nice to me.
No, that you guys just bonded on the 3-page letter and rewriting it over and over so it's neat. That's serial killer shit right there.
Or we're romantics at
Definitely
heart?
not. We never think that.
The right look.
We never think that.
It has to. You have to. She can't. You basically look when you're in that mindset. In ninth grade, I was such a loser. Living with my mom, I was such a loser that what we were doing was what we do as men. We try to take out any reason for you to say no. So when you give them a letter, the letter has to be spelled perfectly, be written neatly, has to be folded even right.
Drafting a document.
Yeah, it's been like,
So this, just so you guys know, this scares us. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, it's too neat. I didn't even think about
It's
that.
too-
For someone who writes like you, that's really weird.
It's too much. It's too like the guy that's like, "Hey, bitch, get on the back of my bike." That's the guy. That's the one in high school.
and
that
then
we're like, yeah.
I kept rewriting it, overflowering it, and making it better. And I gave it to her. Oh, it was bad. And then I gave it to her, and she came over to me, and I you know, in my mind, I was like, oh, this is it. And she just goes, "Hey, Chris, I think you're really nice.
Ooh, oh
You're
no.
really, yeah, right. Pulling the ripcord. Just let me out of the plane. No, you're staying here. Let's put on a chute. No, you don't get a parachute. We're just gonna wait. We're gonna push you out in a second, but you have to hear this first." And she just goes, "But I have no interest in you at all. You're fine. I like you, but as a guy in club, but and then left a letter on my desk.
Oh, she gave the letter back.
She didn't throw it in my face. She just left it on
Well,
my desk.
and she didn't take it to all of her friends and laugh at it.
Yeah, no, there was no curls in the corner looking, going hee hee hoo hee hoo.
Oh no.
Which by the front.
I think I
there's
answered.
another story.
I think
Another
I
story.
answered him on his letters, Fly Guy, because he would fold them neatly and with the little, where the corner tucked into the pocket and the little pointy part stuck
I don't
out. He
wanna
would
talk
do that.
about- I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I would answer
because
him
we know this guy
and then give it
Nope.
back.
You can't. You guys don't understand us at all. We think the problem is we're so dumb trying to figure you guys out, and you want the guy.
We don't want you to try so
You want the
hard.
leather jacket. You want on his dad's old motorcycle. Goes, "What are you doing? Get on my bike. We're going to my house."
Yes.
What? I can't. Yes, you can. Get on my bike. Oh, you're gonna call your mommy?
No, I didn't like you there. You had me until
Why?
then. Then, like the degrading, let me put you down thing. No, you lost me.
Really? Really? Do you want me to go through your
Gotta
history?
call your mommy.
Want me to go through your history?
No, not into that. No, not into that guy. Go ahead.
Didn't you have a guy like that though?
No, not like that. No.
Okay, so it's get on the bike. I don't know. Listen, your mom will never know. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Oh man, you people,
Scandalous.
her face just lit up like a Christmas tree.
We
that
like
was,
a little bit of scandal.
that's
Secret
crazy.
lovers.
Oh my God, I'm
That's what we
you
are.
you have left a wake of broken hearts that you
Here are
have
Guns
no.
N' Roses.
Yeah. Here's a run you like me.
Both belong to someone else.
My dad's gonna let me borrow his car. It's an Oldsmobile.
is oh so real.
What kind of ice cream's your favorite?
In the middle of making love, we notice the time.
You,
Both get
I like your hair today.
nervous, it's
Smell
way
pretty.
after 9.
Can you help me with my homework?
I don't know.
Or I can help you.
The
Yeah.
rest of
Look what
the
I can do.
words,
I can
but
do a
they're
handstand.
banging,
I got a new
and
bike.
they're cheating every day.
My dad got me a gun. That's where it goes when you guys act like that. All right. By the way, guys, we want to talk about our other. And Feedy, get back on the mic because you need to talk about
we've
this.
been waiting.
You don't even know what happened. So we have another sponsor who we like. We don't take people. Look, if it's not a practical product or something that we would like to that we use ourselves, we don't want to take it on. I just don't believe in that. I think it's part of the poisoning of America right now. So there's this company called Casper's.
Casper.
Yeah.
They're not Caspers.
Oh,
Not the ghost.
We're going to the Walmarts, the Barnes and Nobles, the doctors, Caspers.
What I say earlier.
Half Cletus, half mobster, Christopher Titus. Casper. It's actually Casper.com. Now make sure that you get this right off the top. Casper.com
Casper.com.
/Titus.
I'm sure if you put Caspers.com, you'd have you have a big problem.
It's a Halloween website.
Oh my God.
So Casper.com /Titus. Use promo code Titus. You get $50 off of your mattress. And their mattresses are amazingly affordable.
So here's the deal. So it's memory foam, number one, which is
It is a combination. It's a hybrid mattress, combines latex foam with memory foam. So it's both. It's very interesting.
So guess what? So Fetus moved out of the worst apartment in
Of all
Los
time.
Angeles.
Yeah.
Like the stories you would come and tell about your apartment were ridiculous. And at one point, we're working at the shop, and I just looked at him. I go, dude, you gotta get out. Like, what are you doing? Well, I'm bringing in the exterminators, and one day it'll get clean. I said,
I
you
sound
got it.
exactly like
He
that.
had knits.
I said, you got to get the fuck out
or
of there.
what were they?
And then
bed bugs.
Bed
and then,
bugs.
and then he goes, we're saving money, and it's gonna be good. And I was like, dude, I said, it's a short life, man. Honestly, you get taken out by a truck tomorrow. Why not live a good life
He
on the
sounds
way to that?
Stupid.
He's so not stupid.
That's what I sound like.
But he's 23. He was 23 at the time, and you got to admit he was a little bit. I don't want to lose money. And
He's very
it's very
nice.
It's
and
very
innocent,
inexpensive.
sort of.
The apartment's very expensive. And I said, how much more? He goes, well, the new one. We looked at a place after I started because I was beating on you pretty hard.
Oh, I'm sorry that I don't have an amazingly huge bank account.
That's not it. That's not it. It was actually. I even gave him a little bit of a raise because I felt so
You've
bad.
lost touch
Oh,
with
that
your
was
common
a
man.
performance raise? That was a pity raise?
No, it was performance and pity. It was a pity
Is
performance
that, okay,
raise.
great.
He's fine with it either way.
Either way, I'm not going to complain.
I can look. You know what? It was pity. You want me to take it back?
No.
Okay. So, so I get on his ass and I finally look. The one thing in this life, no matter what you've done to me in my life, my father, my mother, whatever, what has happened to me, I have decided. I'd made a decision a long time ago when I had to buy generic coffee at Ralph's, Rock and Roll Ralph's on Sunset one day. And the guy said, hey, I bought like a generic coffee, generic rice, generic milk. It was all it was white with a blue stripe. And the guy goes, hey, you going to pay with generic money? Cashier said it. and the hatred for that fucker still lives in me.
I love that guy.
Yeah. He's that guy. Just that little laugh, that biting, like the laser laugh that cuts through your soul. And I made a decision that day to never live badly. You know, to always live not crazy, but well enough to where when I go home, I'm happy. When I get in my car, I'm happy wherever I live. And you were so unhappy. So then he moves into this apartment that digs.
Dope.
See, dope.
Totally happy now.
It's great.
Your happiness is owed to Titus.
I will say that I took your advice and I applied
How do you feel
it.
when you go in that door now?
Happy.
Right. Now, he was living on a plastic...
He said, I just watch him sometimes, and it's the stuff that happens in his face is incredible. So, and you don't pay attention to him really when you talk.
spend
You're
time
getting
with him
ready.
all the time,
You're
I
getting
know.
ready to speak. You're not listening, and you go, "How do you feel when you walk in the door?" And he goes, "Happy," and he meant it, and he pointed his finger, and you looked away, and then he looked really confused, and you could see him thinking, "Well, I'm not really that happy."
That's 20s. That's the 20s. In your 20s, you're just like... And by the way, it gets worse. In your 50s, it
Okay,
gets worse.
what?
So he moves into this apartment. He's on an air mattress.
Yes.
Wait, I want
Worse.
to explain this. He's on a freaking air mattress
Yes.
because you know why? Because bed bugs can't live in an air mattress.
Nope.
So they get rid of they move to the
yeah.
new place and they get rid of everything.
To all the ladies out
So
there,
homeboy-
he doesn't have bed bugs anymore.
No. Homeboy needs a bed.
Yep.
So
Right.
what-
So I need to make sure. So we got rid of everything when we moved. Like I brought a couple things maybe. And I just had to ensure that we didn't bring any of the infestation with us. Happy to say, after 3 months, we have not. So ladies, it's all good. And I decided that I had to buy a real mattress.
Hey, ladies, no bugs. All right. Hey, number 1, no bugs. Number 2, probably not going to give you roses.
Never again.
Number 3, won't see me in a Batman costume.
Neither of those things.
Okay.
We are going to watch the Miami Dolphins. Huh?
Have you put that on Tinder yet? No bugs?
I'm not on Tinder anymore. I
Oh.
told you that.
I don't believe you.
I'm on OkCupid. Different.
Have you? Well, okay, Cupid, no bugs. That should be
You
your
shouldn't have to preface
username.
that. You shouldn't have to preface that.
Vetusfarmer@nobugs.com.
Anyway, it just so happens that the advertisers that you get on this show speak to me. I have lots of fur on my face, therefore I need a good razor.
Right.
I sleep on an air mattress, therefore I need a good mattress. So I was like, okay, I will not buy a stupid, cheap, overpriced Macy's mattress.
Or IKEA,
or
which
IKEA
whatever.
or something.
What is those things they sell at IKEA? My kid has slept on one for a couple years,
the
man.
worst.
It's weird. It's like they just old dead
like you rolled up some
Swedish
carpet and
people.
made it into a-
Yeah, dead Swedish people ground up and put it in.
So I decided to spend a little extra because I heard good things about the Casper mattress, memory foam, sold. And
And we were talking about
I
it all
hope
the time.
I don't die before we finally find out
okay,
how
whatever.
this mattress
Free
was.
shipping. It was free shipping, so it was great.
He
Shows
loves free shipping.
Shows up at my house. I saved $50 on it. I bought a full. I cut it open, and it just suddenly expands into 3 times the
Here's
size.
a crazy thing, because we got one too. It comes in a small box. It's
Small
very
box.
heavy, but
At
it's
first
a
I
small
thought
box.
they gave me the wrong mattress.
Yeah.
Yeah, the box was so small.
Do not open the box until it's where you want it.
It's like
Exactly.
pulling the cork on a rescue raft. Be very careful when you
Yes.
open the box. Make sure you're in the room where the bed
Crazy.
has to go
Yes.
because it's in this box. And
Free
you're like-
shipping.
Right.
Free
you think-
delivery. Go ahead.
Yeah, free delivery. And the other great thing is I felt safe doing this because they said, okay, you can have 100 days to make sure the mattress doesn't suck, and if it does, send it back for free.
And they'll pick it up for free. It's amazing.
It's great. So I'm like, okay, free trial, awesome. And I laid down on this mattress, and I actually made this sound. Oh.
Yeah, that's the memory foam.
That's it. And I've been sleeping like a rock ever since.
It's a great ad campaign. You know, Casper.com. Oh. It's really good when you do it. Wow.
So you like it?
Love it.
It's amazing, right? Because you don't hurt. Mm-mm. This is what people don't know about
the memory foam.
Memory foam is that when you sleep,
they invented it for NASA.
If you sleep on your side, you know, like on a regular spring mattress, you hurt. Everything bunches up and you get sharp pain and it cracks and hurts.
Well, your spine starts to run upside down. Or if
you're on an air mattress, you hurt all the time.
Yeah, of
always.
course. But memory foam, it actually sinks, so your shoulder sinks in, and so everything is supported. And so the reason you sleep better on a Casper mattress is because you're not being woken up constantly because you need to flip or shift or because you're hurting in your sleep. That's what people don't realize.
So it's a good deal and you're happy.
I'm happy.
There you go.
You
Boom.
can get, and most mattresses are really expensive. You can get a Casper mattress. A twin size is $500, which means you can get it for $450 with promo code Titus, which is ridiculous. Full size $750, $850 for a queen. It's ridiculous. It's great. 100-day guarantee, risk-free. Go to Casper.com/Titus and use promo code Titus.
And now, from sea to shining sea,
and
continent
it's
to continent.
Made in America.
Made in America, goddamn America. And sometimes space. I went right back into it. And now, the Bombshell News with Bombshell Rae. Our equipment's from the 50s.
This ties loosely to Halloween because people in KKK
yes, it does tie loosely to
thingies are they are dressed as ghosts. I think it's sort of a costume, and they're scary. So I'm loosely tying all stories into Halloween.
Very nicely.
Anonymous, if you guys know who I'm talking about.
And that's KKK. KKK just started as guys, grown men that wanted to go out and still get candy. That's how the whole thing started.
It took a hard right turn.
It really did.
It really,
you have to be really vet who you're letting in.
Yeah. So anyway, the hacking group Anonymous that we love, they have vowed now. You know, they already released the Ashley Madison names. They are now saying that they're going to release the names of about 1,000 Ku Klux Klan members as part of an ongoing operation against the white supremacist group.
Yes! How great is that? Oh, that is brilliant.
They got the names after they gained access to the Klan Twitter account, which people they use under pseudonyms, you know, but they hacked and got all these people's personal info. And they are saying that the name dump will coincide with the 1-year anniversary of the beginning of the group's cyber war with the Klan, following a grand jury decision not to indict that officer, Darrell Wilson, for the death of Michael Brown. So they're doing it on the 1 year when they voted not to indict.
I would like to tell everybody, don't piss off Anonymous. If you're doing something dark and you're doing it worldwide, like the Koch brothers better be making sure that they have 50 or 60 firewalls blocking shit, because these guys are relentless and they will go after you. Good.
It's no joke. They never released the Klan Twitter account back to them. They still control it. They put their own logo up on it. And then they also hit Klan affiliated sites with a DDoS, which is distributed denial of service attacks. And they're releasing the name. So they are controlling all of their web content right now and not releasing it. Awesome.
Oh, these guys. I wonder if we're ever going to find out who these guys are. It'd be really cool to find out who these guys really are.
Especially if some of them are like wicked famous or something.
Yeah, it's got because someone's got to pay for it. This is not cheap. What they're doing is not cheap. To do what they're doing, this is hours and hours and hours and hours of guys working their ass off trying to get through this.
Awesome.
Totally awesome.
Texas man stabs robbery suspect with pumpkin carving knife. He's from Texas. I like when they give people. I'm from the South. I'm proud of being from the South. You know that.
Yeah.
However, there's some
everybody from the South is proud of
crap that comes out of there. Well, I mean, you just are. I mean, I hate when people dump on the South. It's like really pedestrian. We got it. Whatever.
Really,
not everyone's
easy.
the same.
You know, it's so easy.
It's this, okay. Well, it's pretty easy to dump on people in California too.
Yeah, we get the
liberals
granola,
like
right.
yourself, and anywhere.
You mean
Portland?
You mean the liberal that
easy.
just said his first thought was, "I'm glad that kid got her ass beat in class."
You know what I mean, though? Like, it's easy. It's very
Yep.
easy. Portland, they're hairy and they're lesbians. Like, right? It's easy.
Don't
Every
put-
state has a thing.
Don't you put baby in a corner?
Exactly. So, but I like to read people from the South. I like to read their quotes in news stories or when they have them on the news
Yeah.
at 5.
Oh, it's so this is so makes him look so bad. Though.
This man's quote for the news that is now national. He
That
said,
stabbed the guy with the pumpkin knife covering.
I just went into protection mode. Ladies say Mama Bear, but it was Papa Bear here. That was his only quote. It was terrible. He actually...
Your Honor, we arrest our case.
He was carving jack-o'-lanterns. Suspected car thief broke into his home. And so rather than grabbing a knife that possibly could have done real damage, those little pumpkin carving knives that we get in the little kit?
The
He
little
went
tiny
after
ones.
the guy with that and stabbed him. And then...
And it's weird because they took him into... Did he kill him?
No, but I keep thinking, how we always do that bit, the nicker?
Yeah.
Where he can't kill you, but it just really hurts. He carries a lot of
Ow,
sharp
damn
paper.
it, Sam it, damn, ow.
Staples.
Yeah.
Right. It's an unfortunate name.
And
but
the wound is in the shape of a bat, just to honor the holiday. Very nice.
Indeed. He actually carved his back. I get it. That's very funny.
Thanks for making me sound funny.
This another loose tie-in scares me more than most Halloween things. They did a study on hot dogs. And, I'm already pretty terrified of hot dogs. Are you? Fetus is too. But you're 24. You eat them, right?
Not really.
What kind of test at this point in time, with all you know about nutrition and food, do you really need to do on a hot dog? It's death in a tube. That's pretty much what it is. It's death in pig intestine. That's what it is. Why the hell would you even want to study a hot dog right now? It's like saying, I wonder if smoking hurts. You think smoking's bad for you? What was the study about?
Well, so they were pretty across the board. They looked at 345 samples of hot dogs and sausages from 75 different brands and 10 different retailers.
I do not even want to know what's in this.
They found...
all right, go ahead.
They found human DNA in hot dogs.
2%
in
of all hot
regular
dogs.
Hot dogs. They found human DNA. And in veggie hot dogs, because they tested those too, they found meat in all of them.
Again, it just shows how stupid we are as a society. Not everybody's stupid, but
They
collectively...
actually say Trader Joe's are the best veggie dogs if you don't want to eat meat.
Collectively, we're pretty stupid. Oh, they say that really? The veggie doctors? I would trust Trader Joe's. So human DNA, what would that mean? That means someone jerked off into the hot dog vat?
Fingernails,
fingers, accidentally
whatever.
getting cut off.
Because they're not going to stop that production.
But
just
2%,
grind it up and slap it in a tube.
The machine's moving. Hey,
They didn't say 2%. I don't know where you got 2%.
I heard it was 2% was human DNA, which is just disgusting. Well,
Woman arrested for masturbating with Jimmy Dean sausage in a Walmart bathroom.
there you go. That's where the DNA came from, right there. There you go. She put it back on the shelf, and she said, I got my receipt.
Louisiana,
I'm taking this back.
where I spent many years.
Mm-hmm.
This woman went into a Walmart. First, she looked suspicious on the meat aisle, which got a worker to radio security. They filmed her shoving sausages under her shirt. CCTV footage then shows her walking to the bathroom, where she remained for at least half an hour. A male security guard was knocking on the bathroom. She wouldn't respond. Then he announced that he was coming in, and what he found when he opened the door of the unlocked stall is something his quote is that will haunt my dreams forever.
Because, you know what, let's just say this about Southern people. They are colorful.
They are colorful.
They are colorful.
She was inappropriately pleasing herself with Jimmy Dean sausage.
Well, can you appropriately please yourself with Jimmy Dean sausage?
Yeah, not in a public bathroom.
Okay.
Whatever you
but in
do
your home
in
with
the
candles.
privacy of your own home with candles.
Yeah, right. Doing bed stuff with a Jimmy Dean.
Yes.
Candles lit.
Yes.
Is fine.
With
Music
a
playing.
Yankee candle.
Oh, baby, we got it together, didn't
Very
we?
white.
There you go.
Dun, dun,
Right.
dun, 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 dun. Yeah, right?
Oh, my.
Anyway, she didn't stop when he opened it. The security guard also was quoted as saying that he was frightened for his safety due to the fact that she is a, quote, big girl. That's in the report. So he ran out until police arrived because she wouldn't stop. She just stared at him and kept going.
Wow, that's the scariest moment of my life. You walk in on a woman jamming a Jimmy Dean sausage up her hidey hole, and she just looks you in the eye and continues shoving.
So then they got female officers in, and they got her out.
That's when you feel you lose your manhood at that point. At that point,
Walmart was quoted as saying that they do not tolerate this type of behavior because they have a strict policy against shoplifters and a sign on the bathroom door that clearly reads "No merchandise allowed beyond this point."
That's where it starts. That's where it ends. Right there. She already violated the rules. We're not going to talk about what she did. We're not going to talk about the levels of violating the rules. Rules violated? Out. Did she have to buy the sausage, or did she just get arrested?
I think she just kept the one.
Kept the one. She just kept the one.
Get out of
and
here
she
and take
named
your
it Henry.
sausage.
All right, guys. This one went a little long. It was fun.
I had a lot of Halloween stories. So next week I'm doing Halloween stories anyway.
Okay, Fetus, I got to tell you, thank you for basically bearing your soul. It is refreshing, and we will heal you. Yes.
Oh, me? Yeah. Yes. I don't know that I'm going to heal you, but I'm definitely going to thicken your skin and roll some heads if they do that to you again.
Laugh her ass off is what she's going to do.
I can be a mean girl, trust me.
Guys, harrys.com, casper.com. Do me a favor, go to christophertitus.com if you want to get some funny 6 90-minute specials are waiting for you there. We're going to have an announcement next week on a Christmas special for all 6. Also, do me a favor, go to iTunes and review the show. You like the show, go in, review it. We need some reviews always. Tell us what you think about it. Subscribe to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube. We got weekly videos up all the time. Cool stuff comes up. And if you want to help us out, when you're going stuff for Christmas, you go on Amazon, click through ChristopherTitus.com. We have an Amazon link on the page. Click through, you help us out. Come on, we give you free funny every week. Follow me on Facebook, The Real Christopher Titus, or on Twitter at Titus Nation, also on Instagram. And I'm doing a Reddit AMA Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't know what that is.
Tuesday the 2nd? Is that the date?
Tuesday the 2nd. I'm doing a Reddit AMA.
You can go on Reddit and you can ask him anything that you want to ask him, and he's sitting there answering live.
Yeah. So, or it sounds like it almost sounds like throwing a party though, and no one shows up. That's my biggest fear.
As Batman.
I'm dressing as Batman for the Reddit AMA.
Also, I am Ray Bradley on Twitter and Instagram, and Bombshell Rae on Facebook.
Yeah, guys, thanks for listening to the Test Podcast. For myself, Bombshell, and the Fetus. Later.
Peace out.
See ya.
Well, he's a lot more vigorous today. Give him mic time.
He just cleared some
up.
pain. He just cleared some of the most painful moments of his life. When you talk about stuff, you feel better. Do you feel better?
Sure.